Hi everyone, welcome back to Great Attorney Murder Mystery Chronicles. Yep, that's its name now. How's everyone doing? We're just kind of taking the time. Is my controller dead? Controller? Professional streamer is prepared for a stream. I'm not prepared for streaming. How's everyone doing? Anyways, whoop. Be alive, controller. Maybe don't die this time. Appa. Yes, it's time for silly murder mysteries. Last time we played this game, we confirmed that the British lady killed the professor, and our friend is going off to England, and I have no idea what's going to actually happen now that we've got the trial duty out the way. Well, let's continue. Episode 2. Let me give you guys the sound back. Let me know if that's too loud. Anything like that. Let's go. I need to click onto the game. I know what I'm doing, I swear. Is my little picture gonna be in the way? Probably. Let's just... Yeah. Here we go. The unbreakable speckled man.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Sholmes.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
I assume we're going to be dealing with a snake in this murder? A little loud. Maybe I can turn down the music once we get into options. We're on a steam ship? Or yeah.
So then, let us unravel this mystery.
What?
And discover what events led to this curious murder.
What is happening?
Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time.
What is this man with his
most extraordinary
camera
script.
goggles?
And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
What's his gun gonna do? What is this?
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
Why are you striped, sir?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume
Just shuffle these numbers or letters around. No one will suspect a thing. It must be her luck. My head is throbbing. Are we gonna be the one in the stupid cabinet? Come on now. How many times can we be blamed as the murderer? What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Where to butts? Oh, nope. Okay. Wait. Yes, we are in that room. Wait. Wait, I can't move. Oh, for flip's sake. Renosuke. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, Oh, nope, you're the Russian man. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You're a true cold-blooded man. Why are we being pinned for murder again? The games normally don't do that, so this is kind of hilarious. You found me then. Ah, we found you. Now you pay. Criminal. I don't promise to be good at accents, just throwing that out there. How long are you hiding in the tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. I'm just betting this is her luck. Nope. Never gonna be her luck. Why did you do this? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato. I didn't. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? It wasn't Kazuma, no! I wasn't paying attention to who actually died. Wait, what? No! Guys, no! No! I don't even care about reading this line. No! Our majestic wind in the nonsense headband stuff. Headband wind man. He can't be dead, no! You're the killer. Do not make excuses. What? No, I'm sad now. Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. No! I wasn't ready for this game. I came back for fun. Here in this very cabin. That was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! Thank you for the photo. No, I agree. That's what I'm feeling like. Like, I know we normally have to kill the sidekick person or something to get rid of them, but I don't know. Thought we could keep our headband boy longer. I'm sad now. Just 2 short weeks ago. Look at the wind that he's just creating. Sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Yeah, why are we on the boat with him? No problem. Feel free to come back. We'll post the vlog. It'll be on YouTube, all that good stuff. Have a good night. Like, did we just decide to go to England with him after solving our case? Oh, I'm gonna miss his indoor wind. Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? I don't know, by earning it? It's really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way the Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, still can't quite believe that. They just put him in there. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Must be even less of a man than you look, Kazuma, no! Hey, honestly, I thought it had broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. God, could you imagine being in one room for that long? You said 50 days, right? Ugh. It'd be awful. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. Because there's not even, like, a window. Because it's a boat. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotaba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilt by association. I know boats do have windows, Gem, but it does not look like this room had windows. That was more my point. This looks like a very dark room with no window. It looks like they got a middle cabin instead of one of them good side wally cabins. Suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabinet. Time to hide in there. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. Anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. Tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? This is where we discovered he doesn't know Russian? And I can stick it over the wardrobes once you enter. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. Can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. I want to know why the other dude had slats across his face. I also kind of wonder why, if we're gonna voice act these beginning things, could we not just voice act the full game? But hey. Anyways, we're not a murderer. Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but... What is that statue on the bookcase back there? Murdering my best friend? I'm not easily distracted at all. No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. There's a grate up there, up in the top left. Somebody could have maybe squeezed through there. Susana-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Oh, she's angry at us. Very well. There's also something I would like to ask of you, too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. My nightmare is getting worse by the minute. Suppose all I can do is try and find out what really happened. It was death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? It isn't just a bad dream. I'm sad. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via the porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? To put it another way, the culprit can only have been inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? That vent up there. To the left. How did he die then? What had happened exactly? You still gonna deny the charges, even despite the circumstances? Please, you have to tell me. Cause of death is still undetermined. I don't know how he died. I'm sorry. Herlock Sholmes has nifty picture-taking eyeglasses, crazy winds, chemical spray and gun nonsense, and he's not over here figuring out cause of death by, I don't know, a magic toothpick? Ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until the expert has been consulted at our next port of call. But presumably that means there is no obvious external signs of injury there? That's true, yes. Right, about the incident, but first I gotta fix my headphones. Felt funky. Okay. About the incident. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Cosmo? Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say. You were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake up before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. That's his door. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when she arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. And then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the door open, and when we managed to get inside... Oh, the boy. There was Cosmo collapsed on the floor. That actually Russian, I wonder? I'm curious. The white tape there shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. Actually Russian. Does he know Russian? Many questions. Could he have been poisoned when he was out of the room and then died when he got to his room after he locked the door? I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. Somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. Well, they did say he didn't wake up when they took him out, so was he also maybe put to sleep somehow? It's all very hard for me to believe, too, trust me. I've told you everything I know. It was my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. Been drugged. Clearly, it's still throbbing like anything. Stowaway. Why are you even on board this ship? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Ah, yes, I'm afraid that's true. 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Cosmo-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, honey. No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Cosmo invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. They were sharing a bed. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. Scandal. I don't understand. Cosmo, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Well, I plan to kill myself, frame you for it, so that you'll become a better lawyer in the end. I hope that's not the plot. Why did you go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Answer me! Your inside wind? An idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself? Well, yes, you did say that, but I don't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. In London. London is the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Except for the fact that we're being smuggled and it'll take 50 days to do so? Maybe. Oh. No, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... Then what? Nothing? Forget it. What? Huh? Kazuma is... He was saying that the same thing. That he wanted to change Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. His headband. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Oh, please don't have killed yourself, sir. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. I know, Kazuma. I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Alright, last night. What is the weird little pink shell thingy on the floor? Let me investigate. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? ... Well, the thing is... I don't really remember. ... Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I... fell asleep? Well, yes. Why do you sound so confused about it? So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma was killed? Ah, well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament, and your friend wouldn't be dead. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Drugs. Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Share with the class. You have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. Ikike. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Can't take this. Time to investigate. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. We're on a ship. I can't really go anywhere. Can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. Now I'm supposed to just sit around? Hands tied? While whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Yeah. Oh wait, that was her saying hiya. Flip. What the? That was a Susato takeout down. Susato what? What martial art form was that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in the court of law. I've forgotten all the buttons, if that helps. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to prevent some conclusive evidence. in our court record. Cosmo would stick this over the door's wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, and I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. I'm assuming it's gonna be this. Or that. I don't know. Could be one of these. Some glue on the back and it says keep out in Japanese. I have to get out of it, believe me. There is some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. And this says, I guess it's here. Have a button, or not a button, piece of paper. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the coward steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign off from the wardrobe doors before he opened it. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside doors by myself. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, I also like how he's still upside down while we're doing this. It's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Can we right side up you? The gentleman broke the freshness seal. I'm fresh, therefore not a murderer. Well, even if you are sprawled helplessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma thought so highly of you. Thank you. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Maybe. Well, I think in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you. You finally believe me? No, that's rude, ma'am. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you use some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back into position. Clearly we're a musician. Just roll with it, Ryunosuke. For now, I suggest investigating as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. It is weird that they're keeping him in the same room as the crime scene. Just a little bit. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating. Alright. I swear, I'll avenge your death. What is going on here? Alright. Oh, there's another person in here. The weird bone, there's a knife, there's a sword, that's a book opening holdy thing, a candle, some smudging with a pink thing. I'm just gonna like look around myself. Oh, looking at the desk. This is where dear Kazuma would have sat when he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? See what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Yeah! Ma'am. That's out of the question. Why? Why? Kazuma may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. I need to figure out who killed him. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Stop flipping me. Alright, alright. I won't read it. Really? Really? Poor Kazuma. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Yes? Yes? Oh dear, this won't do. What's the matter? Whenever I'm examining things, I find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly. Ah, yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you? No? Okay. Sure, you carefully look all around using these buttons, aren't you? Trying to figure out how to go sideways, yes. Let's investigate all the corners of this cabin. Except for the two at my back, because we're not going to do a full circle. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. We're only going to investigate. Ooh, I like that it told you you looked at that. That's actually very helpful, because boy did I get stuck in other games trying to find the last piece of thing I had examined, and you just re-examine everything constantly. I examine the bed. Investigate thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. What's going on with this thing? This is, yes, the bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull on a ring to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Nothing's happening. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Let's examine the vent thing. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough? Wow. Or something like that? I suppose maybe that's it. We gotta go check out the other one. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. That's even worse. Not even in the room. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you have no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Got on the desk. Do the little speak thing? Nope, they don't care about that. Let's look at our weird little box that we came in on. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away in this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and when I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than the Susato takedown. Alright, finally getting into the murder stuff, maybe. Nope, we're gonna look at the bookcase first. We're gonna leave the floor stuff for last. Most exciting. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they're all toppled the same way. What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything moved down at once. I wonder if perhaps it was Cosmo doing his morning sword training, you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps it was you? In a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. For the way these things have been thrown about, do you have anything to do with the case? I don't know, let's add it to the court record. I'll just set everything straight again. I mean, we probably shouldn't, but okay. We literally just tampered with the crime scene. Just throwing that out there. What's this say? These are the rules of passage to travel aboard the ship. Essentially a list of requests from the captain to all the passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. We've broken both of those because there's a sword in here, there's a knife in here, and there was, you know, a Renosuke in here. I don't think Susato's gonna be our murderer. I'm pretty sure she's the replacement for Kazuma because she's gonna be the one that helps us through the cases from now on, but she's also not good, which means you can't rely on her because she's a non-law person. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Boy, howdy. How you doing, dude? Perhaps I should just see what this Russian crewman makes at the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering what's going on. The investigation, I mean? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal is The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime? Very funny. Oh, I wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. You might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Нет, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, you seemed a little flustered. What happened last night, sir? Japanese word for justice. Brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Cosmo. Yes, his calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shamed, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? She's very sure we did it. Even though you stowed away on the ship, he wanted us to! Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. Alright, what's going on with this table? There's nothing on this table at all. Plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Oh, that knife belongs to the plate and stuff. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. Is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. Drugs. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma. No, no, no. Ma'am. Alright, what was for dinner? Weird chicken leg? Kind of? Except that doesn't really look like a chicken leg. My dinner from last night. The roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? Not a dog. I ate on the table, of course. Begs the question of when and how did the plane end up on the floor? But Kazuma didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Spent all the more for me! Which is why he passed out so hard? Question mark, question mark? Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Alright, let's look at his sword. That's Kazuma's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had worked very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Pick up the sword. Tamper with the crime scene. Oh, nothing's out of place. You know, the book and the candle thing being on the floor not out of place somehow? Game? Really? Alright, what's this little pink thing? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Weird thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two, but it's missing the other two. That's such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It's some sort of brick-like hue. You're right. Color of a brick, isn't it? Though I don't see anything in the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Alright, let's look at the ink. Guess it's just maybe all of this. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. And I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma, no doubt he was terrible pain. Almost unbearable to imagine. I'm wondering, we can see some of the spots where he started and stopped. Wondering if he wrote something and then somebody wrote over it to make more of a thing. I'm getting too ahead of myself. That could have been... That could have been an F. Off. Epoff. A, and then they changed it into a weird thing. Oh, we'll have to see. Suppose he's trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? Sorry, partner. But I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese. No? What? Then what language is it? Pains me to admit it, but I don't know. Not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Where did you... What? Sir? How did you... I have questions. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... Sherlock, what on earth are you doing? You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Yes. Don't tell me. You really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like the member of crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato almost have it uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright, then I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. What you doing, dude? Pink. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? This is a critical point in my investigation. Sir? Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Terrifying. Readings, I hope I didn't get to read that. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? You're terrifying. Let's just take my picture. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry. What do you see? Looks like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. You're very wrong. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I do that, perhaps? It was really most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled from your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless... being as you are a merciless revolutionary. Well, Mel, thank you for 7-Up for your 20th month and being on a 19th month streak. Thanks a bunch. We're coming up to my 2-year, aren't we? We should do something special. I have no idea what. Post suggestions in the Discord, everybody, because I don't know. Alright, so Herlock's kind of dumb. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Wait, is the Crystal Tower an actually English thing? Because all I can think of is Final Fantasy XIV. That thing? Where's the Crystal Tower? And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that surmises the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. About that. Or you're very wrong. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. I love this dork. Do you see another in the cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this, Kazuma-sama. You know! We're not from Russia. What? And you're plotting a revolution, too. It's shameful behavior. Absolutely wicked. Why were you allowed to come to London? You are dense as a brick, my dear. You're just willing to listen to what anyone has to say. Stop flipping us. Ma'am. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Ah. I love this game. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? She's about as sharp as a butter knife. Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, hmm? Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. More plain observation. Indeed, and observation, my dear, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Aha! I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I'm none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. I'm Sherlock Holmes. So, it's really you? The actual Sherlock Holmes? The very same. The actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man? The most famous detective in the world? Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. Except for us. What planet have I been living on then? I must ask him for what he's deduced. He clearly hasn't deduced anything right. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? You gonna be the prosecutor on our case? That'll feel weird. Alright, let's converse. A great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one, the only, Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Sherlock, was it? No, I have no her. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Holmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. This is where the phrase "with confidence of a mediocre white man" comes from. Ah, yes. Rantst magazine. Full of wonder short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Don't mind me. You're the protagonist in the series of short stories, then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine has got the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. So we can just have Dr. Wilson, but we can't have Sherlock Holmes? Is Dr. Wilson not copyrighted, but Sherlock Holmes is? I kind of thought they would be a pair. Interesting. Learning things tonight. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy as of late. Watson. It is Watson. Why is my brain saying, what's Watson's first name? Why is my brain just accepting Wilson? That's a volleyball that is on Castaway. John. Okay. For some reason, my brain was just willing to accept Wilson as Watson, and apparently it just has Castaway on the brain. That's fine. I'm now canon in my head until we see Wilson. He's just gonna be a volleyball tending shop back in London right now. Hi Lee, how you doing? Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved a mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Ooh, Wilson from House. That's where I'm pulling Wilson from. You right. You right. I'm just taking House, which is a playoff on Sherlock Holmes, and just substituting in Wilson. Alright. Deduction, you see, to me is a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subjects. A furtive glance, a twitch of muscle, a slight inclination of posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Yeah, but you got all your things wrong. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can you look me in the eye and claim that? Because you haven't told him that he's wrong. You see, I have turned both the observation for I have a turn for both observation for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, hair. Alright, Kazuma's dead. Anyways. Our friend's dead. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. Me, my crazy goggles. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Raven Kazuma, our bestie, is dead. And I'm very sad about it. We will not be graced by his headband and the wind ever again. I see, in other words. I'm in these now because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself amongst their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. They weren't very observant, were they? Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit. Ah. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Really? Two facts, you say? Two facts. Your deduction just now. Mr. Holmes, please tell us. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabinet this morning? Cabin. Ah yes, but first let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Word of butts. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Nope. Hold on, Mr. Holmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That's the Russian word for wardrobe. So maybe somebody knew that he was in there and wrote that themselves? Mayhap? Do you really think Kazuma could have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Nope. Japanese. Kazuma was Russian, was he? No, he definitely was not. Initially considered, Garderobe may be the name of the killer. Certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoughtfulness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Us sleeping. Naruhodo. I swear I can say it. I just don't want to. Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Sir, you've got so many things wrong. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. It is not. School uniforms, the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. Honey, they're not. Honey. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Oh, Susato, sweet summer child. Yeah, I feel like he wrote something in Japanese, but then maybe it got wiped away because there's some smudges around the edges. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Also, we know he has very sure strokes from the other thing on the wall, and that is not written in very sure lettering. Oh, yes, thank you. Photograph of crime scene has been entered into the court record. Deducing things. I love these games. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning, do you think? Yep, that's a word. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian? Your deduction just now is very wrong. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in? Actually, it was the other details I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. It was not. Here we have this morning paper. The headline reads... something. Revolutionary... Oh, these are words. Revolutionary VB flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. When was Kazuma a Russian? Sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded that he was Russian because of what Kazuma wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. VB. No. How could it be me? Do I look anything like this man? Just look at his face. Well, You are a fearsome revolutionary, after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetuated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary bee was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? What about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. What kind of magical article do you think you have? B was recently returned after a long period of subservitude activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it, anyways? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself. It's a little memento of this great deduction. Hi, Tiff. How you doing? Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all there is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. So take my trash. We'll put it in the court record. Article on the front page reads, Russian newspaper. Headline reads that VB fled Russia via Shanghai. And you may find the article on the back page interesting. Well, on the back? Cast your eyes over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. It wouldn't hurt. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture too. This button. Damn this. A flippy. Oh, there's a lady. She's princessing. By princessing, I mean ballerina-ing. Something about 20. There's a thing. Can't find anything out of place. Alright, so we got some ballerina. Maybe a princess. Something. I don't know. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. Can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? Suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Herlock's just shoving his face into our investigating. Ah. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. It pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novachin Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are the Russians' names so hard to remember? Because I'm not going to remember any of them. This idiot thinks we're guilty, but just keeps giving us evidence, right? Willing to just continually casually talk to us as if we just murdered somebody, and it's just like, whatever, here you go. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some $20,000. Oh, how much is 20,000? Oh, rubles. He said rubles. My brain just replaced it with dollars. I have no idea, but I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susada's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is property of the Novich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova. Is it actually Pavlova? Am I saying that right? I know Pavlova is a dessert. She's Pavlova now. Yep. And the valuable tiara. He looks like a delicate little dessert cream puff anyways, so works for me. They've requested international assistance from all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? Doesn't seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. She's a delicious dessert. Okay, we have checked it out. Further request. What you were just investigating. Let me take a drink of water real quick though, because I'm thirsty. There's a lot of talking. But is she hard on the outside and gooey on the inside? Hopefully. Otherwise, she no longer deserves her name that I have given her. That I think is still also the correct name. But either way. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? In a really weird way, mind you. Kazuma? Oh yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Point. Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. Yeah, we weren't allowed to look at that. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. As something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? Boy, has he. It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Sato takedown is. Oh, she's not gonna do it. Butthead. Susato, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, what on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim, it would appear that the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Oops. Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese? A smattering, Deroy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado. Nando. I trust you're suitably impressed. I'm not. Those are really, like, sayonara makes sense. The rest of it does not make sense for you. But this diary is littered with complicated looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. Ha 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 ha. So what was all the showing off about before then? Because that's all he do. Be so kind as to show me. I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Shaw. Much obliged, my dear madame. Final entry here in Kazuma's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. Second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Alright, so a snake's gonna be coming out the grill. Speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I never heard that expression before. Is it gonna be a snake charmer? Is that what the whistling was beforehand? The ventilator grill, you say? That man was presumably referring to... Think. To the lattice there on the wall. Ugh. Which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, this boy. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at the stagnation. We crave mental exhilaration. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. You think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? Simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Why are you keeping me in the room with all the evidence? Take me to the other room. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Music is wonderful, I really like it. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What? What? You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. What is happening? I wouldn't have said that you were the face of a criminal. You know, not really. But what were you looking at my knees before? Great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? Sir. What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Aha! Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. What are you just standing there for? Must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can. Yeah! Man, you can't just flip off a pair of handcuffs. After Cosmo spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? If you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Carry on examining what we can find in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Hey, Rum Runner! So now she thinks we're innocent? Yes, because Herlock Sholmes said we were innocent. Therefore, we must be innocent now. Because she's great at just following on. She's a lemming. That's all she is. She's a little baby lemming. Situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can find a way out of this. I mean, is there really anything I haven't looked at yet? That doesn't change. I mean, I guess maybe the door? Done that. Done that. Done that. Done that. Looked at that. On the ground over here, his chair. That is already done. That thing doesn't break or anything. Alright, so let's check out the door, and I think that's the only thing I haven't investigated at this point. I think. I went for help and the crewman forced the door open. Its bolt had been firmly closed. Quite a small bolt, not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin. That's for sure. No wonder everyone suspects me. Yeah, but I was taped inside of a wardrobe. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember once reading in a detective novel, Robot used a needle and thread to draw the bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? And I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they're sealed together perfectly. There'd be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. And that glares at me, blah blah blah. It's the same sentence as before. Pins and needles. Somebody's here. Oh, look over there. He wasn't there before, was he? He was not. But I thought. Why don't we try talking to him? Thing waving in the vent? Waving in the vent? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled again, but I suppose we can try. Nothing waving in the vent. At least not yet. Or do you mean this thing? The weird statue? That's just a statue of some god, I think they said? Something wrong, Nohara-san? Oh no, it's just the crewman standing by the door. I have a feeling I've seen him somewhere before. Does he have a really long face? Turn to the side. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Oh my god, it's the detective. That's the policeman. Why is he here? Oh, the thing waving in the vent. Yeah, it was a snake, I think. That much we know. Why are you here? I recognize that face, but it can't be. Why are you here? Why are you still coughing? Stop. Get that treated. Sir. I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hasanaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped. Is he gonna die of TB yet? No one knows. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and forage at this ship. Are you just gonna be undercover on every single one of our cases? Again? Are we gonna be accused of murder in every single case? Is he gonna be undercover in every single case? This man should really not be on a ship to another country with TB. If there's anything I can do to help, please ask. Could help by getting better. Never expected this man to be on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. First, special orders. What are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asagai's bodyguard. Well, you did a bad job at that. It was the Minister of Justice who pushed for this overseas studies tour to go ahead. Words are hard. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asagai reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Did we think he was going to be assassinated? Why was this not talked to us about before? Assassinated? How could he even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. These are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jikoku that we should prepare for all eventualities. Sorry, good job, dude, twice. Yup. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't get Asagai a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on first-class deck. He just likes cosplaying different professions, so he never pays attention, is my theory. Not a bad one. Failed miserably at my assignment. As Asagai's dead as a result. Yeah, maybe you could have not sucked. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. If there's anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word and get us in that room next to us. Permission to investigate. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. Thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? No! Come on, we were besties! We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the door cabin, that dude's gonna punch you. He would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, do everything I could to persuade the cabin to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hasanaga could use. So I'm assuming it's the diary because it mentions the thing in the grate that's connected to our roomies. Right, yep, tell me, yep. Give me the present button. Present. Give us a journal. Gotta be it. Here, have a book. That? Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-san wrote something about rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? That's not his diary. The diary's red. We can see that right there. He wrote what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Speckled band? Well, that is strange. Guess we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right, so if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what that speckled band was. There'd be a lot more mystery to the speckled band if they hadn't, you know, done the whole thing before the... Can't leave this cabin at the moment. Stuck here until we arrive at the next port. Captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. You just said you would lay your life on the line to let us go do something if we could present you with something. And we did. So, sir, what the poop? I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Oh, you just mean that you're not going to let us, can't come with us, is what you're implying. And you can hear what your neighbors are doing through the vent? Maybe. That'd be weird. Just a hole in your wall to your neighbor. Oh, sorry. When you don't leave the first class cabin area, I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. What about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll leave my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. Can you give your word to the captain that you would keep us in the room? Stop yawning, it's catching. I'm sorry. Blah blah blah, thank you. Let's seize the moment. Just select move and you can leave the cabin at last. Move, alright, let's see what we can find out. Ding 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 ding. Move. First class passageway. Bink. I'm sorry, I'm making you all yawn. I'm yawning myself. What the hell is that? That's some kind of rat trap? Ooh, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's spacious out here than I thought it would be. This is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Cosmo was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's why he was being put in the first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh! This gripey dude. Look, over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. He looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. Boy, is he spread. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. Suppose he's making sure nobody comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose, like people in handcuffs? You look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. I've been at sea for 2 weeks already. We've been in a wardrobe. Yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Cosmo's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please don't try and give me a pitying look. Over here, what's this? Ah, a trap for catching mice. We have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lot of chalk or something as bait. Yes, I think that's what it's called. Cheese. It's made from milk of cows. Did people in Japan not have cheese for a long time? Interesting. Cheese? I wonder what it tastes like. Can't eat it. Trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But, I suppose you're right. You weren't actually gonna try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Cosmo's leftovers. I don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Or you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Bink, bink. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. Looks as though it sets off alarm bells ringing all over the ship, and it brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this I have to see. What are you doing? You don't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. You have to do something foolish. At least make it so it doesn't affect everyone else. Her. Alright, that's our door. Ship. Like the plan of the ship. Shows in each deck. Look. A very large scale steamship with a triple skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Physics. Oh, that's really quite simple. Is it? She's not gonna say something smart. Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they're enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. They do not sink, do they? Nope. 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 They're not floating on the ocean. Huge book on top of the table there. There's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through? Writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't have expected a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. The swap who was speaking. Nothing. No reaction at all. Thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, even to a sailor. Anyways, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there's nothing to report. Volcano has nothing to do with it. What are you doing, dude? When your stripies. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid? Mine. Oh. We seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day. I'm no sailor. My mother gave me that name. Oh, I'm no sailor. My mother gave me name. I'm sorry. I'm senior crewman beef stroganoff. What is this game doing? Why are all the Russian names food? Ooh, it's best just avoid eye contact, I think. First class cabin area. Or Mr. Stroganoff about the first class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of ship. Very important persons. A sort of very important persons. Government officials, queens and kings traveling in secret, many important persons. This is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I left stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you into the ocean. But stroganoff is not animal. No, you're soup. Thank you. If I may, I was wondering. Is the cabin next to Mr. Asagai's currently occupied? Thank you for the 100 biddies for my accent work that I know is terrible, Jem. I'm just trying to apply a little bit of differentiation sometimes. I promise No good line readings. I think that was maybe da. Susanoo, did you understand that? It sounded like that. Ha! I win! I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no. Genius. Boy is she. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Yes. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes. It's tantalizing. Oh boy, passenger in the next door cabin. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asaka? His name is Mr. Grimsley Roylott. Very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman. Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in low-key student from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Cosmo's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Last night. Are you a watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about student boy. Were you on last night? Watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Hit! Susanoo-san, do you understand that? It was clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual, nothing at all. Didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything wrong in some way? I said no. I mean, thou dost protesteth too much. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. He'd look away. The eyeballs are doing eyeball things. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh, time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead's second-class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on the top mountain, or as English say, when pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. I mean, I assume this is where I go in the door. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. So, was Herlock just allowed in this room? Because he's not in the hallway. It's the ventilator from which Cosmo-san wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Thank you, everyone. Knock, knock. Herlock, let us in. Answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. Not gonna be a woman. Oh! Never mind. Sholmes is out here. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. What? Why? No, sir! Leave doors on their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? And how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should go in. No time to be thinking about stretch relief. This muscular urge. That's a phrase, if I've ever heard one. Ah. Who are you? Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. Is it gonna be the princess? As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. Here, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. Oh. All that stuff is knocked. Same way? I think so. It was facing towards the vent. But in that case, who just screamed? Vent's on that side. Get out, all of you, now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsley Roylott, I believe? Yes, that's me. And you are? I'm the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No. Let's see. That's not the same nose. What nose you got? Oh, you also got a petite nose. I have no idea. I'm the greatest detective among great detectives. One who adorns the cover of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you must trust me completely. Man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. Wasn't a lady last time? It might be as Tibolo asked you to open that small traveling case? What about the lumpy bag in the corner? What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? How real this beard look, though. It does not. Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk? Don't look at me. Oh, no, it just wiggled. Oh my, did you see that? Yes, the case just shook. Leave, now, otherwise I'll call the steward. Why are you threatening me with scissors? No doubt about it. Strange Russian man is hiding something. And how? I couldn't agree more. See if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. We're just gonna ransack your room. That work for you? It's night. Mr. Roylott, we'd like to talk to you about something. No. Oh. I do not want to talk. Leave my cabin now. Going terribly. Not getting anywhere here. I agree. Maybe someone else who can help. What are you doing? Like you're such a weirdo. Perhaps the great detective can get somewhere with Mr. Roylott. Should I examine? Yeah, that'll make him appear. Alright, so this room is set up the same, except the bed is on this side and this side. Okay, so yeah, everything's knocked the same way, which is interesting. Alright. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing in there? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe, whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of deduction into service. Oh, it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on, for once. Observe closely. Got newspaper stuffed in your pocket, some scissors, a very fake beard, a Russian host in the cabinet, Mr. Roylott, who's clearly trying to hide something. You know what the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? What? Why? The truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh yes, please. Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Could this man be more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? From the time to time, it occurs to me. Is this fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubious? I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you or anyone. That's right, Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read. It is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. You did that within 3 seconds of somebody accusing us of murder. You were like, yeah, oh, sure, fine. I know this man, but sure, fine. Shh, I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering in my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott has reached 2 incontrovertible conclusions. What do you mean? Number 1. Your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you're about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Ah. And number 2, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not? Aha. Oh, I never imagined to witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my very own eyes. That was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What ineffable twaddle. Thank you. Oh yes, I've read all about it countless times in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the colors drained from Mr. Roylott's face. In fact, somehow both Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How How could I possibly know such things? You wish to say? Very well then, I shall elucidate. Keep yawning. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. I do not cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. On a boat, you want to keep it in nautical terms? No? But plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Game is afoot. Old man's identity. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place. What is happening? No, boats make him sick, that's why we're not on the bone. Enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us right in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away that copious beard you sport. Helpy seems confused about that. Now moving on. The question that begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular, the fascinating front page article. You already accused us. Which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. No, it's the other one, dum-dum head. Translation, the headline reads, blah blah. Cannot fail to observe the subject in the article possesses an extremely copious beard. But not that beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. I'm assuming the nose and the glasses are tied together, and that's why her nose is so big. Sure, your true identity beyond that. Beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, DB. Not that I've heard of you myself. You understand. You've accused two people in the last, I don't know, 30 minutes that they're Russian revolutionaries. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there! Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares. People have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Yes. But I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case, no, in the lumpy green bag. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps, once light enough to fit therein. No. Don't be absurd. And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Hear me, we're not well suited for a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can eloquently be found in the pages of the newspaper. For there is another, more stimulating article. We turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. Renowned prima ballerina. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. Acquiring the article, the young lady's name is Nikola Pavlova. I mean, you got both of those wrong, though, dude. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Elemensky. That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here for a moment? Hey, what can I do for you? About your deductions, would you mind? Not at all, go on. Well, to start with, there's a newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary. Well able to revolutionize his own appearance. You said that of us. Fairness, Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylott does look a lot more like this man than you do. It's not the point. Another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You're lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? I mean, you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, the 10 years worth of her would be poking out from that case. 10 years ago, I read that something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their body. Litheness? Whatever. Bendiness. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it was surely to be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. The whole thing is turning into a circus. Something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just whether he directs his attention and his logic that seems a little off. The idea of a little might be a little off itself. There's one or two keywords in his deductions that seem to let him down. I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some keywords in his deductions? Yes. But very tactfully. I feel sure we could do that. The like great true genius of Mr. Sholmes. Great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. Man, it was a lot of work. At times, I wonder how anyone keeps up with me. Ah ha 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 ha! That's how he's gonna laugh from now on. It's not that funny. Aha, and you, my good fellow. Sorry. Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Just take away my handcuffs? Okay. Where are your handcuffs? Are you a magician now, sir? Huh? How did... I felt they might hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it. What is happening? Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists once we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously wants what catches the eye in the first place. Is the enormous pair of shears in your hand, which is correct, because he goes, ah. Then we ask ourselves, what could possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard on your sport. That is wrong. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either. Means I suppose that the deduction is wrong. Try and switch a key word here. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better, then what? Alright, so I'm gonna have to present. Let's see if there's anything we can even switch around with that last sentence. Copious beard. A cat. Hooked buttons. Be the hat. Oh, buttons, which you're not going to use scissors on. Yes, beard. Gotta be the hat then. Oh, options. A hat.
Yes!
For years you've been on the run in your homeland and that hat has never left your head. As a result, almost unbelievably, your thick beard has woven itself inexorably together with your hat. Is that really what we're going with? Now you have an itch, somehow you must reach it, even if that means cutting the hat off. The deduction was wanting in every way. Yes, I was wanting you to hear it. I'm quite proud of it. Why are we just there's two idiots in this room? I find myself wanting to never have heard it. Quite pained by it, in fact. Oh, sorry. I'll try again. Oh, so it wasn't the hat? Weird. So is it gonna be the buttons? I mean, it's the buttons. I mean, that was the only other thing I could click. Oh. Oh. Oh! Hey guys. I can spin. And this is what I wanted to access. I'm so upset right now. I didn't realize I could spin him. Anyways.
Yes!
On the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all, you're a woman. Judging from the length and sheen of your hair. You could just be a dude who takes care of his hair. One still very much in her youth. Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. No, we would have, honey. The question that is begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Sure, it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity. The article about the revolutionary. No, it's not. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea the old man was a young woman in disguise. Did you? What? Why are you just staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Art? You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the facts with Mr. Sholmes. I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. It's strictly business. Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyways, let's focus on the next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true, given what Mr. Roylett is actually a woman. Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be a merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts, yes. For some reason this woman needed to try and hide her true identity. Feels as though I've either read or heard about blah 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 blah. Alright, let me switch the things. Think.
Yes!
Article about the ballerina. The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right. Hit the nail on the head. You need to stop yawning. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novosibirsk Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we're finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of Novosibirsk prima ballerina Pavlova. Miss Nicola Pavlova! Yeah, don't drop the scissors, honey. You could hurt yourself. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. You weren't wearing an earring 2 seconds ago. Did you take the time to put that in? You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg of you, don't tell anyone. They are pretty earrings. Wrongdoing, kidnapping of a young... Not technically wrong. Kidnapped herself? Question mark? Now, as for my second conclusion... You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. Proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken aware people have a propensity... Yeah. I've already read this, I'm not gonna reread it. My mouth's getting tired. The proof is in the traveling case, except she went rare. It's in the lumpy case or something. This woman is a ballerina and she's right in front of her eyes, so clearly she can't be inside the traveling case as well. She wasn't abducted at all, in which case, what is the crime the young woman is apparently committing? You seem to look pleased. We get to fix things. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Stop it. Anyways, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. Drinking. Traveling case. Alright, I can spin. Tiara.
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. Aha! I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novosibirsk Ballet, is it not? And it's super expensive. Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in the newspaper article. And if the reporting is to believe, then an item worth 20,000 rupees. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. Oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Agiyaga. I have no one, no family, no friends. I'm all alone and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. He belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old. She's run away all by herself. Must have been extremely lonely. Damn, I have no idea how boyfriend died at this moment. I don't think she's the murderer. Maybe she is. Who knows? But boy, have we gotten off topic. Alright, I'll tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now. Come, come. Let us not be hasty. What? Remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You've staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, it exists by some reason which you wish to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Raven, he's definitely dead. For sure, he's... Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case even before I've laid eyes on them. Is she sharing the room? I wonder. You're mean. Oops. We're not well suited for the life of crime, are we? Your careless coup whatever betrays you. Once again, we only need to follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Last time you looked at the wrong thing. Yes, the reason why you refused to open your book is the kit. No, it's not the bookshelf. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to changing circumstances, don't you? Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? I'll guess, surely. Oh, you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why the young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. Ah, yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. There's another reason why she won't open it. Must be somewhere in the same area. Her gaze is involuntarily drawn. Right, whatever she is hidden should be from following her gaze. I'm assuming it's gonna be the statue. Is it the rules of the passage? Because there's not supposed to be pets. Alright, excuse me. Nope. Name knows. I wonder what happens if you break the rules. Punishment would be probably left to drift in the freezing cold ocean. Shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now. Huh. Yeah, because you can't get over to the thing. And I think it's going to be the fact that you're not supposed to have pets and shit. Let's go with that.
Yes!
Yeah. The fact that you're not supposed to have pets. Maybe she did accidentally maybe murder something, whatever. Reason why you refused to open your case. Rules of the passengers. Must keep weapons or other dangerous objects in the cabins. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from the carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you've refused to open it, thus revealing its contents. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item will move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case is a pet. I love these two dum-dums. Alright? It's great. Because we've already clearly established in canon they are dancing about the room doing this. That's great. Possession of a prohibited animal. Deduction complete. Elementary. But clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No, I'm not Grimsley Roylott. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded with one of the ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel, which couldn't have been easy. Has a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. You intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is not a trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. If it was just you, about to cut your own hair, was it that let out the scream we heard inside the cabin? That verbal tinkling of a bell, why none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared after I ran away in Shanghai, I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disguise myself so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard, and then just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair off as fastly as possible, and I picked up the scissors in my hand, and at that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. I was even talking about the same thing. One more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right, it is my dear friend inside, my only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, you say to any of the crew. Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us in as much detail as you can muster about the events of last night. Yes, all right. I will tell you. Mr. Sholm's great deduction? Certainly something. I'm just not entirely sure what. At least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed! It is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Yes, what? Observe your wrists. Ta-da! We're shackled again. Ah, your hands are cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I've restored your shackles. When and why? There's still a shadow of gout cast over you. Sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Can't it, really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. Can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Mr. Kazuma-san wrote about in his diary. Okay, we're gonna end here because we've been going for 2.5 hours and my mouth needs a break from talking. So we're gonna stop here and we'll be back with more because we need to find out what happened and why Kazuma is dead, and I'm very sad about that, and who murdered him. And if it was this girl, then she deserves to be put to death because keep a handle on your snake. Sure. Anyways, bye everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you later.